One day, two women came to King Solomon, both claiming to be the mother of the same baby. These women lived in the same house and had given birth to children a few days apart. One of the women said that the other woman's son had died during the night, and she had taken advantage of the darkness to replace the dead child with a live one belonging to the first woman. When the first woman woke up and found the dead baby next to her, she immediately realized that it was not her child. Both women insisted, and the argument was so confusing that no one could tell which one was telling the truth. So they went to King Solomon for a solution. After listening to both sides, Solomon proposed a seemingly cruel solution. He ordered a sword to be brought and the baby to be divided in half, so that each of the women would receive half of the child. One of the women immediately agreed to this solution, but the other, the real mother, exclaimed in horror, "No, my lord, give her the child alive, but don't kill it." Solomon immediately realized that the real mother was the one who was willing to give up her child just to keep it alive. This story has come to symbolize Solomon's wisdom and justice. His decision showed his deep understanding of human nature and his ability to make decisions that reveal the truth even in the most difficult situations. Solomon didn't just settle the dispute. He used his wisdom to reveal the women's true feelings and motives, and thus found a just solution. Imagine you are faced with a choice that could change your entire life. What would you choose? Untold riches or wisdom to help you make the right decisions? Today, we are going to tell you a story that will turn your idea of what is really important in life upside down. He received both. In this video, we will reveal the secrets of how wisdom can lead you to success and wealth. Stay tuned to the end, and you will learn how to apply these ancient truths to your life. In ancient times, when the world was full of mysteries and wonders, there lived one of the wisest and richest kings in history, Solomon. His name became a symbol of wisdom, and his reign became the golden age of Israel. But what made Solomon so outstanding? Why is his name still admired and respected today? The answer to this question lies in one of the most amazing episodes of his life. This is the story of King Solomon who, when faced with such a choice, took an unexpected step. He asked God not for gold, not for power, but for wisdom. And what happened next? And his reign was marked by unprecedented prosperity. When Solomon came to the throne, he was young and inexperienced. He had a huge task to do to govern a great nation, make important decisions, and lead his country to prosperity. One night, when Solomon was praying, God appeared to him in a dream and offered to fulfill his every wish. Imagine this moment. All the possibilities of the world are open to you. What would you choose? Solomon could have asked for riches, fame, long life, or victory over his enemies. But instead, he asked for wisdom. He said, "Give me an intelligent heart, that I may judge your people and discern what is good and what is evil." This was an unexpected and courageous decision. Solomon realized that without wisdom, everything else is meaningless. After all, what good is wealth if you don't know how to use it properly? What good is fame if you don't know how to make the right decisions? God was so impressed with Solomon's request that he gave him not only wisdom, but also wealth, fame, and long life. Solomon became the wisest man on earth. His wisdom attracted people to him from all over the world. Kings and queens came to him for advice, and his decisions became legendary. One of the most famous examples of Solomon's wisdom is the story of the two women who came to him with a baby. Both claimed that the baby belonged to them. How to resolve such a dispute? Solomon suggested that the child be divided in half, so that each woman would get her share. The real mother immediately gave up her right to save the baby's life. Solomon immediately realized which one was the real mother and gave the baby to her. This incident became a symbol of his wisdom and justice. But what is wisdom? Why is it so important? Wisdom is the ability to see the heart of things, to understand what really matters and to make decisions that lead to long-term success. Wisdom helps us avoid mistakes, see opportunities where others see problems, and find solutions that benefit everyone. In today's world, where we are surrounded by a vast amount of information and opportunities, wisdom becomes even more important. Every day we are faced with many choices: how to invest money, how to build a career, how to build relationships with people. And in each of these choices, wisdom plays a key role. For example, imagine a man who receives a large inheritance. He has two options. He can spend all the money on a luxurious life or invest it in his future. A wise person will choose the second option. He will realize that money can run out. If it is not used wisely, he will look for investment opportunities that will bring him income in the future. He will learn, grow, and use his resources to create something greater. Or let's take another example. You are faced with the choice of accepting a high-paying job that doesn't bring you joy, or choosing a path that aligns with your true interests and passions, but with less income initially. Wisdom will tell you that money is not the only criterion for success. True fulfillment comes when you do what you love to do and grow in that direction. In time, following your vocation, you will be able to achieve not only inner satisfaction, but also material prosperity. Wisdom also helps us in our relationships with others. Think of how many times you have faced conflicts that could have been resolved if you had shown more understanding and patience. A wise person knows that sometimes it is better to give in to keep peace and harmony. He realizes that long-term relationships are more important than short-term victories. This is the power of wisdom. It helps us see beyond the current moment and make decisions that will benefit us in the future. But how do we develop wisdom in ourselves? How do you become as wise as Solomon? First, one must strive for knowledge, read books, learn from others, analyze your mistakes, and draw conclusions. Wisdom comes with experience, but this experience can be accelerated if you are open to new things and ready to learn. Secondly, it is important to develop in yourself the ability to self-analyze. A wise person always asks himself questions. Why did I do this? What can I do better? What is the right decision in the long run? This process helps you to better understand yourself and your motives, and to make better decisions. Third, wisdom requires patience. It is not always immediately obvious what the right decision will be. Sometimes you have to wait, gather more information, and think through all the options. A wise person does not rush to conclusions. He gives himself time to think and analyze. Fourth, wisdom requires humility. Recognize that you do not know everything and be willing to learn from others. Even the wisest person can make mistakes, and it is important to be able to recognize your mistakes and learn from them. Humility helps you stay open to new ideas and perspectives, which ultimately makes you even wiser. Fifth, wisdom is related to spirituality. Solomon was a deeply religious man, and his wisdom was a gift from God. Regardless of your religious beliefs, it is important to remember that wisdom is more than just knowledge. It is the ability to see the world in its wholeness, to understand the laws of life, and to follow them. Spirituality helps us find inner peace and harmony, which in turn helps us make wise decisions. Sixth, wisdom requires the ability to listen. Solomon was known for listening carefully to both sides before making a decision. Listening is a key skill that helps you better understand other people, their motives and needs. It also helps you avoid jumping to conclusions and make more informed decisions. Seventh, wisdom has to do with the ability to anticipate the consequences of one's actions. A wise person always thinks about where his decision will lead in the future. He looks beyond short-term gains to long-term success. This ability to foresee and plan is one of the most important aspects of wisdom. Eighth, Wisdom requires us to be able to manage our emotions. Solomon was known for his ability to remain calm and judicious even in the most difficult situations. Emotions can cloud our minds and lead to poor decisions. A wise person knows how to control their emotions and make decisions based on reason, not feelings. Ninth, wisdom requires that we know how to take responsibility for our decisions. Solomon realized that every decision he made affected the fate of many people, and he was willing to take responsibility for his actions. A wise person does not shift blame or look for excuses. He realizes that his decisions shape his life and the lives of those around him, and so he accepts them with full responsibility. 10th, wisdom requires us to learn from the mistakes of others. Solomon was not only a wise ruler, but also a keen observer. He studied the histories of other nations, analyzed the mistakes of his predecessors, and drew conclusions. A wise man realizes that he does not have to make all the mistakes himself. He can learn from the experience of others and avoid the same pitfalls. 11th, wisdom requires us to be able to find balance. Solomon understood that life is a constant quest for harmony. He sought a balance between the spiritual and the material, between personal interests and the interests of the people, between justice and mercy. A wise man strives for harmony in all aspects of his life, realizing that this is the only way to achieve true well-being. 12th, wisdom requires us to know how to forgive. Solomon knew that anger and resentment destroy a person from the inside out. Forgiveness is not a weakness, but a strength that frees us from the weight of the past and allows us to move forward. A wise person knows how to forgive because he realizes that it is the path to inner peace and harmony. 13th, wisdom requires us to be able to see opportunities where others see problems. Solomon was a master at finding solutions to the most difficult situations. He understood that every problem is a hidden opportunity for growth and development. A wise person is not afraid of difficulties because he knows that they open new horizons. 14th, wisdom requires us to be thankful. Solomon was grateful to God for all that he had, and this sense of gratitude helped him to maintain inner peace and joy. The wise person realizes that gratitude is the key to happiness. When we are grateful for what we have, we attract more good things into our lives. 15th, wisdom requires us to be able to share our knowledge and experience. Solomon did not keep his wisdom to himself. He shared it with others, helping them to make good decisions and live better lives. A wise person realizes that knowledge and experience become valuable only when they are shared with others. Share your wisdom, help others grow and develop, and you will see how it will enrich your own life. 16th, wisdom requires us to be able to live in the present moment. Solomon realized that the past is past and the future has not yet arrived. The only thing we have is the present moment. A wise person lives in the here and now, savoring every moment and doing everything possible to make this moment full of meaning and joy. So, as we can see, wisdom is not just knowledge or intelligence. It is a deep understanding of life, the ability to make the right decisions and live in harmony with oneself and the world around us. Solomon's wisdom led him to wealth, fame, and respect. But most importantly, it made his life meaningful and complete. In today's world, where we are surrounded by so much information and opportunity, wisdom becomes even more important. We can learn from Solomon by developing the qualities that will help us make good decisions and achieve success. Remember that wisdom is not something that comes on its own. It is the result of constant learning, introspection, and striving to do better. If you want to achieve success and wealth, start by developing wisdom. Learn, analyze, take responsibility for your decisions. And if you want to achieve success and wealth, start by developing wisdom. Learn, analyze, take responsibility for your decisions, and strive for harmony in all aspects of your life. Remember that wisdom is not just knowledge, but the ability to put that knowledge into practice to improve your life and the lives of those around you. Wisdom helps us to see beyond the present moment. It allows us to make decisions that will benefit us not only today, but also in the future. A wise person realizes that every action has consequences, and so he or she tries to act in such a way that those consequences are positive. Recall how Solomon, with his wisdom, was able to build one of the most prosperous kingdoms in history. Not only did he accumulate wealth, but he also set the stage for the long-term prosperity of his people. His wisdom allowed him to make decisions that strengthened his kingdom and made it stronger. In today's world, we too can use wisdom to achieve success. For example, if you are in business, wisdom can help you make strategic decisions that will lead to the growth and development of your business. If you are working on personal projects, wisdom can help you choose the right path and avoid mistakes. Wisdom also helps us in our relationships with others. It teaches us to be tolerant, to understand others, and to compromise. Remember how Solomon solved difficult disputes by showing not only justice, but also a deep understanding of human nature. In our daily lives, wisdom helps us build strong and healthy relationships based on mutual respect and trust. But most importantly, wisdom helps us find meaning in life. It teaches us to see the value in every moment, to enjoy what we have, and to strive to make the world a better place. A wise person realizes that true wealth is not only material goods, but also the inner satisfaction that comes from knowing that you are living right. So, if you want to succeed, start by developing wisdom within yourself. Learn from the great men of the past, such as Solomon, and apply their lessons to your life. Remember, wisdom is the key to long-term success and prosperity. In closing, I want to remind you that wisdom is not something you can get once and for all. It is a constant process of learning, self-development, and striving to be better. Every day we face new challenges and opportunities, and our future depends on how wisely we use them. If you want to learn more about how to develop wisdom and use it to achieve success, subscribe to our channel. We'll share helpful tips, stories, and examples to help you along the way. And don't forget to like this video if it was helpful to you. Your likes and comments help us create even more quality content. If we get 5,000 likes, I will post a video on how to figure out your financial code using numerology and become successful. It will be another step towards your prosperity. Thank you for being with us to the end. Remember that wisdom is your main ally on the way to success. Develop it, apply it to your life, and you will see how it will lead you to true wealth and happiness. If you want to learn about the next 15 Solomon codes, click subscribe and press the bell so you don't miss the next video. See you in the next video.